Hello friends, welcome to today's update on income tax. There is a insertion of new section under TDS, that is section 206AB, which will be effective from 1st July 2021. Section 206AB basically deals with cases where a person is required to do TDS at higher rate while making payment to another person who has not filed income tax return for the previous 2 years. Now let's try to understand as to what are the conditions, exclusions, exceptions, applicable rates, intention of bringing in this section, and the practical difficulties. Well, section 206AB says when any sum or amount or income is paid, payable, or credited by a person to a specified person, then TDS shall be made. Now, tax rate under this section will be higher of the three rates, that is, twice the rate specified in the relevant provision of the Act, twice the rate in force, or 5%. Now, what does this rate in force mean? Just to quote an example, last year due to COVID situation, there was a concession in the TDS rate given by 25% from 14th May to 31st March 2021. So the TDS rate in force was that concessional rate for that specified period of time. So higher of these three rates will be the rate applicable under section 206AB. This section will be applicable from 1st July 2021. Now, for the purpose of this section, it is very important to know what does specified person mean. Specified person means a person who has not filed the return of income for both of the two previous years immediately prior to the previous year in which tax is required to be deducted, for which time limit for filing of return of income under section 139(1) has expired. One more condition in addition to this which needs to be satisfied is aggregate of TDS and TCS in his case is rupees 50,000 or more in each of these two previous years. Here, the two very important point is if the ITR has not been filed for both of the two previous year, plus the aggregate TDS and TCS is more or equal to rupees 50,000 in each of these two previous years. One exclusion to this category of specified person would be non-resident who does not have a PE in India. For the purpose of this section, PE includes fixed place of business through which the business of the enterprise is wholly or partially carried on. As a second point, now this section shall not apply where tax is required to be deducted under section 192, 192A, 194B, 194BB, 194 LBC, and 194N. In short, section 206AB is not applicable where TDS is required to be deducted from salaries or premature withdrawal from EPF, or from winning from lotteries, or winning from horse race, or investment in securitization fund, or cash withdrawal. One more important point which is to be noted here is if the provision of section 206AA is applicable to a specified person in addition to section 206AB, TDS will be deducted at higher of these two rates, that is rate as arrived in section 206AB and rate as per section 206AA. Well, section 206AA speaks of deduction of TDS at the rate of 20% on non-furnishing or non-availability of the PAN. Now, the main objective of bringing in this section is to penalize those with high rate of TDS who don't file income tax return despite being liable to file. By introduction of higher TDS, the government wants more and more people to file ITR and at least claim this TDS so deducted. There is a lot of responsibility on the deductor to check the satisfaction of two conditions while deducting TDS under Section 206AB. However, in the absence of a proper method or mechanism, it will be practically highly challenging for the deductor to check whether the person from whom TDS has to be deducted meets the two conditions or not. It is practically of high difficulty to call for the documents like ITR for previous 2 years to check whether ITR has been filed, or to call for Form 26AS to check whether the second condition, that is aggregate of TDS or TDS, whether it has exceeded or equal to 50,000 in each of these two previous years. Well, the probable solution, which seems to be practically feasible, considering all these difficulties or the factors, would be to take a declaration before going ahead with TDS under Section 206 AB. The declaration, it is appropriate to take declaration which would include factors such as name of a person or an entity, PAN, and certain questions like whether ITR has been filed for such years, such 2 years. If possible, to take the acknowledgement number of the ITRs where DDS and where if ITRs have been filed, and to include the question regarding the TDS and TCS amount, whether it has been deducted or collected accordingly in these 2 years. And if it is yes, then what is the amount? This seems to be the probable solution right now, unless other proper mechanism comes up. Thank you for watching this video. I kindly request you to share and click on the like button and subscribe this channel. Thank you.